Hello world, this is Zan playing Alistus and Bozmos2. Start number 64 because I didn't save 63, sorry. Uh, on the plus side, now that I'm saving manually, you get to see, I guess, my movements, and we don't have to kind of guesstimate what else going on because there's a lot of crap happening. I micro a lot. So you'll see behind the scenes what I'm actually doing to move all the cogs at any point. Just again, I'm always site searching. I've transitioned now to a lot of magic phase site searching because the turns are getting really slow. A lot of people are, it goes to turn timer every time, and since it's so late in the game, and that may become so absurd, I'd rather have places site search now than have to spend 2 turns for every province. I can do that, 1 turn per province by doing Auspex, Voices Apsu, and all that fun stuff. Okay, we start summoning Great Eagles because I remember that is a spell that exists and that is the best spell to give you siege strength in the game. We have the real Balin teleporting somewhere. If I remember correctly, he's going to build a a floating market, which is another Bozmod site or spell that has since been removed. It's essentially like 40 gold, increases misfortune scales, and gives you like 3 air gems or something like that. And we have some battles now. So in Honor Mark, we come in, we teleport in with Set in the same kit he was in, which is built to kill just undead that don't have magic weapons, or really anything that doesn't have magic weapons. They all die to his fire shield and soul vortex. Fun stuff. And we have battle now. Notice these are all magic phase battles. We have a battle in Delka, where we sent in Akhenaten with the Cloud Cuirass, which gives a misform, which again, now, since this guy doesn't really have magic weapons, yeah, he's already ethereal. He casts invulnerability now. So, he has 30 protection versus mundane attacks. Good luck. And then he's just going to cast random stuff. A lot of Wither Bones. He's a Death 5 mage, casually. And he's not bothered by the cold, because he is undead. So, fun stuff. Okay, we have another battle now. Magic phase in the Moss Woods. At this point, I think I'm just trying to lock down forts. Oh, this doesn't look like it's going well. There you go. Wither Bones for the win. Okay, and then we have a battle in Lost Canyon Ridge. Same thing. Oh, he didn't cast Soul Vortex. Uh-oh. Oh, there you go. Control the dead. They're mine now. Okay, so 4 magic phase attacks, 4 of them win. This one, Balin was not magic phased into a fight, but we have a lot of fights, we have a lot of forts going on. I'm trying to really, really speed through Urmor so I can attack Grippa before the game ends. Very important. Okay, so in Jarib, I should be fighting Grippa, which is true. We move some Cataphracts. We witness a battle in Dathan. So the big, spooky Atlantean army of these undead super shambler sacred things. They're quite nonsense, to be honest. Headed by a Ghost King. These are really strong, by the way. They hit hard. Their stats are average. I mean, these are the same stats that this is like an elite undead unit, and it has the same stats as my 2 chariots. However, it just has a crap ton more hit points because it still has the decomposing body. A lot more protection, and for whatever reason, this gets natural protection, but the chariot doesn't. And yeah, they're gonna come in and do some more manual labor. They actually swing their weapons. But the end result is the same. The Armorians get trashed. Flawless? No, he lost a Shambler, probably to friendly fire of one of those cleansing waters. Okay, and then Donner Mark. Middle Atlantis jumps on Dom Daniel. This is pretty much his last province, but Armor was never able to kill him, hilariously enough. Okay, we have a battle here in Arnbeg against Yis. This looks like Yis is everything he's got, pretty much. And that's a lot of Morvarks and Sorceresses, and I don't have too many chariots here. ethereal. The AI throwing ethereal ice elementals at me. Nonsense. Safe to say I get my butt kicked, even without the Morvarks. You know, the Morvarks aren't like cast spells for some reason. What the heck is that? What the hell is that spell? I want to see. This guy got Conjurers. Power of Water, maybe. You got a Shadow. Wow. So this guy goes AI, leaves the game. He gets a Shadow Seer and Conjurers. That's nonsense. Oh well. Complete nonsense. Anyways, that's our Arnbeg. We lose there, unfortunately. Killing pretty much nothing. In the Wick Forest, we attack Grimoire with our King of Banefires. And again, vulnerability. He doesn't need Body of Flames, but why not add a Fire Shield on top of your Banefire Shield? Phoenix Power, or Pyre. And yeah, it's quick. Zoglia. Okay, we have an Armorian army against a tinier army of my own. I probably wasn't expecting this, because I wouldn't want to sacrifice these Great Eagles. That sucks. This is probably like a reinforcing army that got by. Yeah. That's unfortunate and embarrassing. I just didn't have enough. Still took out a fourth of their army, but yeah, that sucks. Okay, and Honoria apparently went independent. It got taken by villains after Atlantis was there. And this is the province, this is the mountain pass that will allow me to go into Ormor itself. So I had to get that from Atlantis through diplomacy. I just ask him in chat pretty much, can I borrow this? So that all those chariots, you know, and there's more, it's not just these, there's more coming through there. In Icton. Okay, just solo raid with a Sauromancer, a lucky Sauromancer. Works out, even in Cold 3. In Ogrethan. I think same thing? No. Ogrethan, we got a big boy army. Led by these big old war scarabs, storm demons. Not too many chariots, to be honest. I mean, a lot, but not as much as we're used to. There you go. So that was what, Ogrethan? We gained a Mountain King and a Ghoul, lost 5 chariots, killed everything else. Pretty good. Oh, here in honor mark, we have a duel against a Monk Katsina, one of the pride and joys of Chaco, Monk 20, with a pretty basic, this is like a general beat up units that aren't ready kit. And Monk Katsinas, by the way, are all Katsina. They pretty much have like built-in vine shields, so that's pretty cool about them. So he doesn't really need to have, I don't know. Do you really need a shield to cast Earth spell or Earth Meld for you when you vine shield people? Who knows? It's very low hit points, so I guess the less people are attacking him, the better. And this could actually be close. Like I can lose this straight up because this guy does have magic weapons, and my protection is literally 15 against units that do not have, or that do have magic weapons. My kit is here to beat up things without magic weapons, like Ermor. I was not expecting this bomb. Luckily, this is one of the cases where the Twin Spear comes in handy, giving me luck, and it's being an armor-piercing, fairly long weapon that can repel. But otherwise, Set is 100% outclassed right now by this tiny, in comparison, Monk Katsina. It has much higher stats, much better gear when fighting me. The saving grace, I guess, for me, is his fire resistance is 10, and his protection is 30. Now, look at his protection 40. That's a lot. The saving grace I have is that he's quickened, and he has a stone bird. So this is going to be 8 attacks per turn from the stone bird, and 2 per turn from the frostman. So he's attacking me 10 times every turn. So every turn, just by attacking me, he's rolling 10 dice against my fire shields. and it's literally 1 AP or so against his protection. But at 10 per turn, that is a lot, and it's gonna take him a while to kill me because I am gonna be resistant to the Frostbrand's crap. So he just has to hit me the old-fashioned way. So, and to do that, obviously he's gonna go through the various resistances and the regeneration. But this is likely going to be a slap fight where I will die slowly and hope that happens. I will die slowly as he starts slapping me, but every turn, each of these rolls is going to go take a fire shield hit. Oh, the -4 is because of the length of the Stonebird. So every turn he has to roll against my fire shield for all 10 of his attacks. And if anyone here has played, like Dungeons and Dragons or, any sort of game that revolves around dice, if you throw enough dice at it, eventually, look at all this crap where I'm slowly dying. Eventually, some of them are going to win. Come on, right here, 11 points of fire damage. Eventually, you get some stupid roll like that. And it's just, yeah, it's super like 0.01 whatever percent. But as you keep rolling, eventually you will statistically run into this. So that one hit, and then the fortunate part, because he might have regenerated through this. The fortunate part is right after, he also failed a magic resistance roll, and I rolled really high again. So all I can say about this battle is I got really freaking lucky that he rolled poorly. He was rolling a ton of dice, but he rolled poorly. I mean, heck, one good hit of the Twin Spear would chunk him for almost all his health too. So it's a balancing act. But he had the stats and the gear to beat me. He just wasn't lucky. And that's okay, because this doesn't matter. This was just a coincidental bump. This battle here in Honor Mark, this is an Armorian throne that was sending out forces to go fight other people that are not on Gielinor. And I didn't want that tension on Ermor because it's a throne province. It's the throne of water, so it's +3 defense to your sacreds. So I reached out to Chaco, and again, this game, I don't want to win this game. I want to go attack Kripa. So I reached out to Chaco and I said, hey, you have a build that relies on your sacreds. Go ahead, take the throne. I'm just going to walk off of it, take it, it's yours. You can use the +3 defense better than I can. So go ahead and take it. I have no plans to win. My job here is go attack Ripa as soon as I'm done beating up Ermor. Anyways, keep moving. We get attacked by Nustis and Troya, and I think I was building a fort here, so this sucks. Yeah, that sucks. We have battle here in the Moss Woods. Bunch of crap against this dude. Fortunately, I didn't give him like extra gems, so this might be bad. This might be bad if he starts taking hits. I wish I was doing like Wither Bones instead of Growth Red. Oh, he can't because he's Death 2. Ah, shoot. Yeah, so this guy's done for. This is my mistake. This is 25 pearls down the drain because I forgot to give him extra pearls should he be attacked while he sits on top of the fort. Because that's what most of these magic phases were for, is jump on top of an Armorian fort, because while it is locked down, it's under siege, it cannot reanimate those troops through their Dominion effect. That's the same battle. So it's very important for me to sit on top of their forts, not necessarily siege them down, but sit on top of the forts. Oh, shoot. Seeing this battle actually reminds me, the really big... Damn. The really big battle against Ermor got missed. That was on turn 63, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that got missed, where I threw Fog Warriors at his crap. Sorry, corruption. I threw Fog Warriors at his crap and beat him up. Pretty sure that I got missed on 63. Okay, this is the one we just saw. Dothian. I think I started sending 2 Sauromancers now because one wasn't always winning because of the cold rate. That's why it's important for me to cast these little cold resistant things to give out at least some encumbrance back. But one had a failure rate, whereas 2 do not fail. Okay, and then the last battle here in Faircliff. So this is, I guess, the remaining unit portion of my army after the big fight against Ermor and their lictors. And you can see, like, this is still a huge army in its own right. So I didn't really lose too much. We get some random events. More random craps happening. Disease and Aldgold, so more Bane Venom Charms. We breach Elador, which is that last Yusian fort. And we're sieging everything. Therados and Alkera are both gone now. Yeah, that big Armorian army was in Agonor, building a fort, it looks like. Moved on to fight me in Aldgold. Or I think I had, yeah, they moved on to Aldgold to come fight me. And I kicked the rest. And, you know, this is still no losses, pretty much, because of Fog Warriors. Pretty much no losses. We have the rest of our chariots coming through, filtering from the wasteland. They're going to help me start sieging things down. You see in most of the border forts, I'm worried more again, locking them down. And locking them down has a separate thing, too. It prevents other players from vulturing my crap, like Atlantis or Chaco or whatever. Ermor's mine. I am the king of the undead. Screw you. And again, noting, I mentioned this earlier, maybe in the last video. I'm pretty damn huge, and I'm still only the top 5. Still only the top 5. Yeah, I think we're done here for turn 64. We're at what, 16 minutes? Cool. Let's go on to 66. So we missed 65 again. Oops, sorry. A lot more site searching. Starts to fail a lot now because maybe these places have been hit, but this one is good. This one is really good. This is what you want to see. +4 astral. Beautiful. In Nucitis, someone throws a spell at me, but sure. I had already cast a dome there to prevent that kind of crap. And even if it did hit, it's unlikely that my Tomb Kings would have died. They have like 50 hit points and they're not weak against fire. And that's another reason why I started spreading them out. I had them all over the place. At this point, I start casting Dimensional Instability. Probably way too late to benefit from this, but why not? This is a 13 Pearl spell. You cast it in a province with a lab and no fort, and it'll give you 1 Pearl per turn. That's it. If it ever gets taken or if a fort ever gets built, it disappears. So it's literally, you have to have an unforted lab and it will do this, and it pays itself off in a year. Yeah, it's pretty much nothing to it. There's some other stuff you can do with it later, but you need some other really crazy research, and my research is sucked all game, so I don't think I'll have that. All right, so come down here, we have a battle in Emmerich. So this I was owned by Lucid, and I told him, hey, I'm going to go clear that out for you. Don't worry about it. I didn't do this out of the goodness of my heart. I'll explain why when we get to the map. Or I'll just go show it. Why not? Olm also showed up here with these Bakumono Chiefs. I think they're just crazy. This specific little eye was owned by Lucid, and I thought it was kind of neat for me to go take it real quick. Hey, I'll do you the favor, clear it out for you. Yeah. Because it lets me move to certain provinces. It's a shortcut. It connects to a lot of provinces throughout the game. And more importantly, I guess it helps me get to Armbag. So it was convenient for me to move through there in the first place. Yeah, it just happened to help Lucid. And he was getting attacked by like 1 million people, so it's probably better for him that I take it for him. And again, it cuts off a route of where he could possibly vulture anything from Ermor. They don't want that. Ermor's mine. More sleeping balance. So yeah, sorry guys that we didn't really get to see too much. You know, as the game progresses, we're not seeing too much of that's a good one, of like what Sauromancers can do, because all the problems I've encountered so far this game can be solved by Tomb Chariots. And if I can solve a problem with Tomb Chariots, why do I need to spend mage turns? Why do I need to spend mage turns, you know, trying to fight it? you know? And that's true even outside of this game. If you can solve it without using your mages, that's probably how you should solve your problem. Okay, random events. New Atlantis is gone, so that's a late age Atlantis. And at this point, we've got almost all of Ermor under siege. Our actual ability to break down the forts is going slowly. I don't think at this point we've actually taken. Oh, we took this fort. We took Agrathon, one fort. And everything else, again, we just want to go sit on it so that there's no reanimation going on. We'll just quickly move on to turn. Oh, we have 67. We start trading again with some people. We erect an altar of sacrifice. So this is my gambit to get into blood without having to blood hunt because I need the money and I can't afford to do that crap. I have enough micro as is. The altars of sacrifice is a nature 3, blood 3 immobile that eats population and produces 5 blood slaves every turn without having to hunt for them. It costs 35 nature gems to make, so it's a very absurd cost, but at this point in the game, I think I was at like 50 nature gems per turn. So it was an absurd cost, but whatever. I'm making so much that the cost of things really loses its perspective. Okay, we get attacked by some horrors. So this is partially the kit I have planned. He needed to not have chi shoes. He needs quickness. And this potion of regrowth is more to get rid of this limp. But it's this kit with quickness. I mean, there's some other items we need. We need magic resistance. But the key point of the anti-horror kit that I like to use is the Wave Breaker, because it gives you pretty good stats, and it hits 3 times. It's not armor piercing, but horrors don't wear armor, usually. It hits 3 times per round, and then if you have a quickness, it's going to hit 6 times. And the reason this is important is there are specific horrors that can attack your pretenders or your heroes that have true ethereal. And true ethereal doesn't care about your magic weapons. It's still a 1/4 chance to hit. So at that point, you just need to swing a lot. And at 56 damage, swing 6 times per turn, and I guess 2 times per turn with the cheat kick. That brings me up to 8 per turn. So I'm guaranteed to hit your true ethereal. I mean, I'm not guaranteed. I am statistically likely to hit your true ethereal person twice per turn with that much damage. Pretty good. And then the rest is just hope that they die before I die. And to do that, I mean, there's still stuff he needs to be doing. He needs to be casting regeneration. He needs regeneration items or quickness boots. So he's not ready yet to take on every horror in the game that tries to kill him, but he's on his way there. And then you will notice again that he's been empowered in Blood 1, and that's because that will let me get those altars of sacrifice. And he's gone. So we cast Iron Skin. Oh, we don't even get to cast Iron Skin. And then we just bonk this guy in the face for a crap ton of damage and kill it. And yeah, we'll see more of that later. Okay, Lemuria goes in to attack Ermor and bumps into Atlantis. I remember this happening. Just a generic Atlantean super combatant. Fortunately, he runs into a lemur console with a Shadow Brand, which is armor piercing. And I don't think, oh, it doesn't affect inanimate. So this armor negating will also hit. And then he has a Vampiric Drain helmet that's just going to do more armor negating damage. And then quickness boots, plus all this other crap. And this guy's going to get paralyzed by something. And just get wrecked by that console. 100%. Oh, Squitata Vertonatus. Was this guy not lightning resistant? Yeah, he was. Okay, so that wasn't what paralyzed him. But yeah, that just goes to show this army without that console there, even with this guy, likely would have died to that super combatant. But you bring just one or two dudes that it's set with some sort of armor piercing or armor negating damage items, And that will kill most super combatants. Now this guy's a monster in his own right with 36 defense. But regardless, it's to the key point on why I always try to recommend people have at least one or two dudes in your army with just a great sword of sharpness. Because it's the cheapest way to emulate what this guy did in this battle, where he ran up to the super combatant and bonked him in the face with something that 30 protection is not enough to defend against. Okay, we're just going to do some of these battles because they're getting kind of repetitive. There you go. This one looks fun. This is Ermor's breakout army, where I have now my sieging force and Horus, who's been sitting on the capital for a bit. Now, Horus was geared a little differently. He can't actually raise his protection up, so I need to give him the Thumbskin boots. We give him a Frostbrand, so he doesn't have to cast Resist Cold, and a Mind Whip, because let's just fill out his slots and give him some more magic resistance. Importantly, we gave him the Heartstone, and I couldn't think of a better holder of my Heartstone. And then he's going to be casting spells. Like, this guy, although he has Phoenix Power, and maybe I shouldn't be, he can sit there and, like, Flame Eruption crap. He doesn't need to swing his weapons. And yeah, good to go. Good to go. I don't know where we are. Oh, that was on Ermor, so on Arnbeg. I think I'm storming the castle or fighting outside. Oh, there's nothing important here. 2 Morgans. Good try. Okay, Moss Woods, Meteor of Chaos. Okay, oh, I'm storming 3 forts this turn. Amazing. Funnel through there, but same effect. I think these are all going to be similar, where I just kind of go through the funnel in the middle with my Tomb Chariots. Yeah, go through the funnel in the middle with the Tomb Chariots and just wipe out what's on the other side. Okay, looks like we get Bogus. Jesus. We get some Barbarians, we get Bogus, and we're just sieging everything. So at this point, Armor's completely done. I mean, there's some forts, and I kind of like flip-flop between the forts when I don't have the capacity to sit on top of the forts. I kind of flip-flop between them. Over here, you see me, I'm trying to preach up my Dominion to get this out. Everything here has been owned by him the whole game, so there's going to be less than 100 pop in every province. Sucks. Technically, I think Rebirth is in the mod. Is one of the mods. Yeah, Rebirth is in, so technically, if I do get my Dominion up with Growth 3, I will be able to actually start getting these plus income events and plus population events on all of these provinces. So it is very important for me to get my Dominion up. And it's rough because they're Dom 10. And when you get up to somebody that has Dominion 10 or Dominion 9, you don't often lower that Dominion by preaching. You lower it with heretics. It's easier, significantly easier. Your temples are going to do nothing against Dominion 10. You need heretics. And then maybe Inquisitors, maybe. Or Holy Threes. Okay, so over here we have these guys coming in with Move and Patrol. Okay, here's the trick. Cool. We have these guys coming in with Move and Patrol. And this is a mistake on my end. Because the trigger that I'm trying to do, this is just me being tired at this point, is we have this chick casting Phantasmal Attack. That's the middle spell. And that's going to cause an indie attack to go and attack on Ur. And again, this is just I was tired doing some tired turns here. They've gone a little mindless for me where I'm just throwing chariots at things. Ironically, that's what I wanted to do. But whatever. So I forgot, I have all these guys doing Move and Patrol. But it's Magic Phase. So the only guys that are actually going to be in this fight are these 3. And what I have is this guy is doing Body of Flames for a Heat Aura, Soul Vortex, Ghost Form for a Chill Aura, and then just Horror Skeletons. And then I think I have a lot of PD. 20 PD. I probably should have put more. And I have all of that so that... Wait a second. I have all of that so that when... wow, I'm dumb. So that in theory, I could have cast... where is it? Life After Death. and killed my Holy Threes, killed these Holy Threes, and have them resurrected as undead Holy Threes, in theory. It would be very important if I, one, remember that, since it's magic phase, all these guys on move and patrol aren't going to do anything. And two, that I should probably cast a spell. The other key point, and what really makes this, because people say you do it with Soul Vortex all the time. I'll be the first one to tell you, you need a lot of Soul Vortex to make that happen, because these guys have a base magic resistance of 18 and then -1 if you have magic 3. So Soul Vortex killing these guys is difficult. The easier way to do it, hilariously, is their poison resistance 7, which is not enough to survive poison clouds. So you get a unit with poison cloud. In DE, you have this bog armor that does it. In vanilla, you might need um, bog beasts or something like that. But you get that, and then you poison the Lizard Kings to death. So this turn, this is going to fail. Although I have all these Holy Threes coming in, it's going to fail because I'm literally, one, I'm attacking in the magic phase, and two, my dumbass forgot to cast Life After Death. So that's a funny one. What else do we have going on? At this point, I think I paid Atlantis to come and attack this guy in Kepesh, and I have him here doing returning. It's probably cheaper to go home that way than build a lab. And I don't think there's anything else really going on. Down here, Elador has been attacked by Barbarians, and that's fine. I'm on top of the Fortress of Arnbeg. It should break next turn. So Yiss will be done soon. Grippa has moved his army of Jotuns down here. They used to be in Mirror a long time ago. I thought they were going to attack me, but they didn't. And I think, yeah, that's where I got my chariots from. So I was able to move my chariots from Jaburnia across the universe to this eye, and from that eye all the way down to Arnbeg, literally across the universe. And Gunfast. So these are Gunfast. These are old logistic chariot princes. This is nonsense. Keeping in mind that, well, no, I think at this point the lag bug is gone, but still, everyone must go everywhere at all times. Okay, move on to turn 68. Okay, this one might be a little longer, as I'm going to try to finish it here. We start trading out more gold, or we start selling gems for more gold because I need gold to make my Lizard Kings. Unfortunately, no one's going to get resurrected here because, again, I didn't cast the damn spell, which sucks. But you see, this is an example of what I want to do, because this will trigger gem usage and occasionally kill Lizard Kings. Okay, we start casting Either Gate, because in Dominion Enhance, it's 65 gems per cast. And the guy that you summon, on top of being a fantastic mage, can make more Moon Warriors. Or I think they're called Moon Warriors. And they're pretty damn good. They're essentially Bane Lords with magic, with Moonblades. So they're pretty damn good. Okay, we're still side searching in turn 70. Someone gets attacked by Soul Torrens, and that sucks. And we have some battles. King of Banefire is kicking ass. King of Banefire running into. This is the army. This is the same Lemurian army that killed the previous super combatant. Doesn't have as much luck this time around, because he's going to come back and start wiping out a lot of these. This guy's going to come in, and this is where his issue is. So he is fire resistant 5. Let me see if I can pause it in time. Okay, he almost kills me. Now, it wouldn't have mattered because Phoenix Fire. And this guy's in lightning resistant, so that Scutata of Alternatus is really screwing me. But to attack this guy, you have to go through double shields. So just by him trying to stab me, he takes a lot. So he hits me for 15 with his Firebrand. But he has Shadowbrand. He must have swapped it out. So he hits me for the Firebrand. I think it's still on the person, right? Yeah. Hits me for 15 with the Firebrand. Turns around and gets hit by 2. He has a Stone Bird and a Dancing Trident. Oh, I didn't realize that when this is happening. So that's what's going to get him killed. He's rolling a lot of dice again. Is he quickened? He's quickened. There you go. So this is once more 2, 4, 12 attacks per turn. So he hits me with 12 attacks this turn, or swings at me 12 times, and he rolls Fire Shield and Bane Fire Shield every time. And he just starts getting chunked by it. Okay. And we die. We die there, and Phoenix Pyre brings me back. As my fatigue goes down, as Soul Vortex starts eating up. I don't think Soul Vortex even gets a chance to eat up the ghosts. They die so quickly. And the Lemur Centurion dies. I think I actually hit him. Nope. He just rolls poorly to a 27 roll. And again, people might go out and say, oh, well, Zan, you're just super lucky you keep rolling high. But this guy's rolling a lot of dice every time he attacks me. 12 dice every time he attacks me against these shields. And the Banefire shield, this fire resistance does nothing against Banefire, by the way. So this is you attack me, you're going to take roll against 15 AP. Or, well, minus your playing. But, yeah. This guy actually attacked me a lot of times and survived. Wild. That is wild. Okay, and he gets wiped out. Due to, again, quickness, Stonebird. It's a great item, guys, but if you run into Fire Shield, it's going to work against you. Even if you're mildly fire resistant. You need more than 5. 10 would have been safe. Anyone would have asked me, and I would have told them that Monk Patsina with 10 fire resistance from before would have been safe. Not this time. Okay, so in Kepish, we are attacked by Atlantis, and that should trigger returning. Okay. Just a lot more rating. Taking fortresses. Now Atlantis comes in with a real fight. I think he's probably casting Acid Storm again. Oh, okay, he did. It's Cleansing Waters, which is fair. Very fair. Cleansing Water is pretty good against Undead. It just suffers from being an invocation rather than anything else. But it also has no check on whether it succeeds or not. Okay. I get this one event I was kind of excited for. Wagyobath, the captain, because he can sail. I was ready to send that over to Grippa. He loves the sailing bit. Oh, here, right. The scout from Atlantis didn't trigger returning, but this did. Peace. So it worked out. I don't remember how much gold I sent, like 100 gold to Atlantis to ping me with the scout so I can return. And it didn't work, but we find this, and this triggers it anyways. Kind of funny. Okay, TNG is gone. He's on some planet out there. I don't remember. I think it was like up here. Okay, zoom out, it's just chariots. We're living the dream here. We're living the dream. The only issue is if we come to provinces, this is also the dream, but this is not. These two graphs don't match, and that makes me sad. I think I've gotten like 200 gold for all this Armorian crap I've taken. Now the gem income, though, should be fine. Yeah, that's always going to be going up, especially as I actually conquer the forts and then get the sites inside, and then start site searching them because I don't trust her more. Then we're talking. Okay, so this turn, we've got everyone patrolling. I remember to cast Life After Death. I added another guy with a bog-soaked armor to help poison them faster. And yeah, I guess the other thing I can show you is over here we're casting this Loaded Market, and over here we have our Bloody Altars. These are the ones that are going to give me those Blood Slaves, 5 per turn. They kill population, and they're heretical, but that's fine because it's in the middle of my territory. So it's going to get a lot of temple checks to kind of redo it. And it's in that province with the, what was it? Oh, I guess I never site searched it, but the bandit site or whatever that causes unrest, I'm not getting any money out of them anyways. So screw them. Over here, this is the Ether Lord that I got. And these are actually kind of clutch because they have this 90 undead leadership. And if I give them like a skull staff and a crown of bones, they get even more. And this guy with some items can teleport. He can teleport without any items, but with items, this guy can gateway and he can gateway my Tomb Chariots around, and that would be kind of useful. Save me a lot of time trying to get up to this dumb planet up here. Lucid's Tripillar. Okay, so that'll be turn 68. And we'll go to 69 now. Woo, nice. Some more gold from Atlantis. Don't remember why. Okay, we have a battle in Troia. So this is me just magic phase drop on top of the undead. Crap ton of battles again. Are there any that are good? Probably not. Oh, this is bad. Vedheim starts attacking Grippa, and that worries me. But here we go. We failed to capture the fortress of Yias, where we bring a bunch of chariots, and they have thugs and mages and things. All of these mages are like these damn druids. They're all holy ones. These guys, one of them got soul split or something right there. Yeah, we get into the lines. Everyone's ethereal because there's a million of these Kurno druids in there. And yeah, it's just too much banishment. Way too much banishment. Yeah, they're all holy too. Way too much banishment for me. So I managed to kill a lot. I killed 8 of the druids, 1 of the sorceresses, the 2 conjurers, and half their units. But I'm going to need a lot more than 150 chariots if I'm going to deal with that much banishment. We'll come back to this. In Middle Urmor, I try to storm the fort. And this is complete nonsense, what goes on in there. Okay, so we come in with the Ziz. I don't remember why I attacked with the Ziz. Or is it his? His Ziz. No, this is his unit. So he has the Ziz that comes in and jumps on the Will-O-Wisp, and that's fine. Now we're buffing up. We're over here. We're buffing up. We're getting ready. We get attacked by this Displacer Beast. Horus doesn't care. He's gonna kill that thing. And then this happens. This comes down with his Fear Aura. I start fighting it, and I fail morale check. Because of the stupid bird. I'm hitting it with the Mind Whip, and I think that's gonna... Yeah, so I steal the Ziz. But then I have to start routing. Because I never got my cold resistance off, because that Ziz had a cold aura. And it feared me. And I'm gone. Now we have this idiot back here. I don't know what the hell he's doing. So this is the Borger King. He cannot be Soul Slayed now. You need to hit him twice. Because he has more than 1,000 hit points while he's in his dominion. So that's going to be fun to deal with behind the legions of undead. All these Dusk Elders. Oh, but that stupid Ziz just ruined everything. And we got to keep it. But the singular Ziz summoned by the AI with a Fear Aura and Show Aura stops my entire script, freezes my guy for a while, and routs him. Stupid bird. And then everywhere else, I think it should just be me walking over crap. Yep. Okay. And then over here, did we not? So I think this turn, gosh. So this turn, we had these guys patrolling and ready. Or last turn, I guess, on 68. And this turn, what we did is we forgot to cast Phantasmal Army. You can see just that late game fatigue. The turns are taking forever. I'm not really doing anything super exciting. I'm making all these mistakes. And the problem with forgetting and casting Phantasmal Army this turn is I don't have turn 70. So you're going to have to take my word that I have all these Holy Threes here. We're going to move now into turn 74. And the next time we go to all those Holy Three are these Soulless Warriors given Amulets of the Dead, and they're all making chariots. So just this little addition of to itself is making 150 chariots per turn. On top of the 80 we're getting from here. I think in Bayville we had another 80 coming out, or 42. Here we had a bunch. But unfortunately, 74 is the last turn in the game. At this point, we have resolved the the bug that was causing the lag, but so many players have stalled and just exited the game altogether that it's not fair to really continue playing it because there's nations. It, like if they had gone AI, it might have even been better. Because you see, I have to fight for Ermor, and I can still make mistakes and lose. I have to fight for this. But if a nation is just sitting there hitting end turn, you know, and someone else just comes and conquers it, and then they start fighting you, that's not fair to you that their neighbor was hitting end turn while you were fighting yours. But I can still talk about, some of the tricks I've done. Because the game's over and that sucks. But I can still talk about some of the tricks that I have planned that are just complete nonsense due to, these gem incomes here. That's crap. Because like, you might look at this and say, "Damn, Zan, you're floating so many gems." It's not. Like this is how many gems I make. Uh, so game's over, and I had some tricks planned. Over here, I had these guys all summoning either more of themselves or just sitting there giving me more blood slaves. So this is what 3, 8. So it's 40 blood slaves per turn without having to hunt for it. Not a blood nation, but yeah, it's something. 40 per turn, and then every turn I can make another one of these with these gems. So that will go up. And it costs me no gold. I mean, I've lost 7 gold from the province since I started. What else have I started doing? I started doing Become Dragon, and we see this guy over here as an example. So these Become Dragons. Specifically, I'm looking for Fire 2s and Earth 1s. These Become Dragons are important. They were a measure I was going to have against the worst thing that has happened in this entire game so far. Grippa losing. Now, he still has his cap, and I have full confidence Grippa will defend his cap. But Grippa lost to Vettiheim. And Vettiheim has these big super Neefle Jarls, and that sucks. And those guys can just go and tank my chariots forever. And I've started to rush out and take what I can from Grippa's, just to say I attacked him. But like, look at this. This used to all be Utgard. He just got his ass beat. Rip. So that happened, and I needed a way to kill those Neefle Jarls. And at this point, I have tested how my Sorrowmancers fight in combat. Like this guy, you would look at this guy and say, "Oh, he's just gonna go cast Disintegrate, and you're done." Spam Disintegrate until the thing dies. They don't cast Disintegrate. They cast Ghost Grip. They spend 100 turns casting Ghost Grip, and then maybe they'll cast Disintegrate twice. So I need a different way to do it. And there's a spell in Dominions Enhanced. That's not what we're going to be doing. The spell Dominions Enhanced later on. Do I not even have it researched yet? Gosh, I'm horrible at this game. I'm really bad at this game. Let me find it. I think it was an enchantment. I dismissed it because I'm done. Here it is. This one. Weapons of Shiva. Grants armor negating weapons. It's caster only, but a dragon has all of these attacks, and making all of them armor negating would be a good way to kill a Neefle Jarl. That's a lot of armor negating hits all at once. He probably can't regen through that. Then the dragons, there's like a process to making these dragons. And I think I was doing that over here a lot in Ictum. I had this guy here, the first Sorrow Vampire. He was going to summon me some vampires. There's a process, and it doesn't look like I even have these guys casting it, do I? The first step, here we go, is to cast Glory of the Sun. Glory of the Sun is going to give him awe. The second step is to cast Twiceborn. Twiceborn is going to, they're going to be size 2s, so it's going to cost me 10 death gems. So now we have an all Twiceborn Sorrowmancer. The final step now is you give them whatever booster they need, because you need fire 4 to turn into a dragon, and 25 death or fire gems. Then they become dragons, and they keep the awe. They mix it with the innate fear of being a dragon. The fear actually goes up because of their death magic, by the way. So it goes, the default is 10, but it goes to 13. So now they're flying fear all dragons with 20 natural. They don't need to cast Iron Skin and give themselves a weakness. Um, they can they still need items, but now they're also twice born. And this is important because now if this dragon dies at size 6, I get a Tartarian. It can't magic phase or anything, but it can still do, and it might need some gear. But I can still do Weapons of Shiva and kill Jarls. I can probably gear it better to kill Jarls. And this is all just a huge roundabout way of getting myself super heavy thugs, essentially, at this point. I wouldn't even say super combatants, but super heavy thugs, who their job is to kill those Nephil Jarls that are geared to the teeth, because the chariots can't do it. At this point, the chariots are just going to be army killers and siege chaff alongside the Great Eagles. But the Nephil Jarls need a more delicate touch than just getting run over by chariots. At this point from the map, you see Ermor's done except his capital, and that's something I'll show you in a second. I messed up. I screwed up big time. We have battle in Anglovania, Hunaral. Oh, excuse me. In Sodorth and Sofect, we finally are attacking Grippa in Utgard. We have an accidental battle in the Underworld, where Erethea was doing this thing with this the Eater of the God, where he's having it teleport onto thrones and just blow thrones up. It's hilarious. He's giving this guy some gear. He empowered him with fire. This by the way, this is the guy. This is one of the guys that you run up to, with your pretender gods that are horror marked, and he'll go kill your pretender god with these a million armor negating attacks. And again, he has different shapes, so as you hit him, he gets smaller. So it's not just 57 hit points, it's more. But that's fine. That's why you hit him a dozen times every turn with the quickened wave breaker. That'll kill it, as long as you don't damage reversal yourself or die to any of this. And you can't. He's got astral fetters, so you can't cast returning. But yeah, so this is something Erethea was doing, but you can't always control the Eater of Gods or the horrors. And then here I come back. I said, "Oh, you killed 100 chariots? All right, do it again. You killed. You thought you had chariots? Here's more." And then I also brought one guy to cast Rigor Mortis. I don't know what's going on here with these guys just sitting there. So yeah. And this was my whole issue, the whole game, mind you. I could do so many cool things with Sauromancers, and I ended up not doing any of them because almost every problem I ran into this game was literally solved by just more chariots. I don't think there was a lot of enemies I faced that required specialty solutions. Like Vedheim was about to require specialty solutions, which are these anti-Jarl dragons, and I'm gonna have to send Sauromancers and crap. And that's fine. I mean, I'm getting to the end of the research tree anyways. Researching blood magic for God's sake. So I'm gonna for Vedheim, I'd actually have to send in troops. And the best thing about all of this, mind you, is this entire game I've been playing a cold-blooded nation. This leans a little bit why I use the Tomb Chariot so much. I'm playing a cold-blooded nation. My first war had cold 3. My second war had cold 3. My third war was going to be Utgard and Vedheim, both of which have cold 3. There was literally going to be no war in this entire game where I was fighting in the heat. So using Sauromancers was already at a disadvantage. And that's partially why I leaned so heavily into the Tomb Chariots, into making like Fairy Queens to cast Fog Warriors or Mass Flight. So yeah, I do apologize if you wanted to see some cool Sauromancer action with like Banefire, like a super like 30 Sauromancers casting Banefire. That would be amazing. I can't. Everyone has cold 3 and everyone just dies to chariots. So if I don't need to bring out 30 Sauromancers to go fight, why do I need to send Why do I need to send them? Just send chariots. Yeah, look, check this out. Site searching everything. I don't trust this Ermor player, so try my best. Giving people boosters. Site search. Build floating markets. I think underwater here, build these magic mines. Site search. Tell you, by the end of the game, I had, if not the highest, in the top 3 highest gem income, despite having about half the land, half the province size of the next guy. Okay, and then all that, I guess we'll leave this with my colossal failure in attacking middle or more. Oh, great, we don't even get to see that. We just get to see the result of my colossal failure in attacking middle or more, which is this stupid AI mind-controlled my King of Banefires. I tried to storm the fort with the King of Banefires and some other thugs and some other chariots, and I completely forgot that this guy's technically undead. And although he had high magic resistance, he failed Control the Undead spell. So I lost my super combatant, and then he turned around and he hit Horus with the stupid Banefire strike and made him retreat. Oh gosh, actually that's really relieving. This is a relief that I don't have this super embarrassing fight where I lost against the AI in Ermor because the King of Banefires failed a magic resistance check to not get mind controlled. And he turned around and kicked my other super combatant in the shin, and that routed the rest of the army. Yeah. Here I was preparing another large force to go in. Notice, now I do have all of these Sauromancers. I do have to go in and Banefire the ever-living crap out of this army, out of those Dusk Elders. Try to cast Disintegrate on the Borger King. So finally, a solution that doesn't require just infinite chariots. Although enough chariots probably would get through everything but the Borger King. These other forts, yeah, this is just me taking other stuff from random events. Nothing big. And on the last turn, Lady Dimitrescu of Yis is gone as I take over this little. I'm going to say it's a water planet because I thought the entire game that this planet was underwater. And I never bothered to check. Yeah, so this is the last turn overall of the Bozmos. I wish I would have interacted more globally. I really tried. I know from the beginning I needed to kill Marverni. I said that probably the first thing. Due to my geography in this corner of the entire game, really, whoever was here in this forest, I needed to fight them. There's no way that I can coexist with that person because they threatened my capital the whole time, especially with those aggressive moves that Marverni made, taking some of these provinces and threatening like Bayville and my capital. There's just no way that we could coexist. It wasn't going to happen. After that, though, I really did 100% want to go for Ermor. The problem was, I think at this point, Atlantis was posturing that they were going to take Ermor, and I didn't want Atlantis to take Ermor. I want Ermor. Ermor has death gems, a lot of them. I want Ermor. And actually, at the end of the game, you see me here at Sodworth, which is one of the provinces that was fighting, where Phaecia and Lemuria fought a lot. After that, Atlantis wanted to fight Lemuria. And again, I want Lemuria. I've never set on it, but Lemuria has another 9 death gem site. So that sucked. Yeah, here we go. Atlantis fighting over here. That sucked. I really wanted to go off-world and fight Grippa, and my off-world expeditions had to be just kind of like side quests. I never got to do the main quest, which would go fight Grippa, because crap kept happening on Gillinor. And I had a pretty good deal with Middle Atlantis to, not fight him. He wanted me to say that he's the king of Gillinor, he's the top dog. Sure. You are whatever you want to be. My job is go kill Grippa. Oh yeah, over here. We could recruit Garnets, and we weren't even doing that. There's no point. We're gonna get more blood slaves out of these bloody altars. And yeah, I think that's most of it. I mean, I never really got too deep into magic item construction. Overall, I planned on blood hunting a little bit with those chicks. I planned on using the serpent staff to summon Lamias, to use as soul vortex batteries, for my Sarumancers, because obviously if I'm going to be fighting in Cold 3, and now I actually do need my mages against Vediheim, I was planning on getting some Lamia protection going to put as bodyguards to my Sarumancers and have them do Soul Vortex. And that way they can regenerate their fatigue that way. It's expensive, but who cares? I make 1,000,000 gems per turn. My gem income was like 200, 250. It's nonsense. What else do I have? I have 1,000,000 boots of the messenger because, again, I highly value map movement, especially if it takes you 2 turns to get to a fort as opposed to 1. That's huge to me. So a lot of them are mainly between moving for forts, but as again I go into Cold 3, I want the reinvigoration. I would have boots. Boots of the messengers on my mages, and girdles of might as well. Trying to think what else. There's some tricks I had planned. This thing casts Power of the Spheres. It's always useful. Air helmet. Random boosters here and there. I was always shuffling the boosters around to cast specific spells, especially once I started turning some of my Sarumancers into dragons. It's a long process. That's why you don't see too many boosters here, or why this is organized at all. I was tired. This is my prize for killing Bogus. This is something I had planned here. This Black Bow Botoof. If I had to fight the Borger King, I planned on putting that on an Empoisoner because I think they have good precision. Yeah, I think my best precision unit was an Empoisoner. So I plan on putting the Eye of Aiming and the Black Bow of Botoof on the Empoisoner so that they can Feeble Mind the Borger King and turn off some of the regen and the Blood Vengeance. Now, obviously, it has recuperation. It can fix it. But it's also, Feeble Mind also, I'm not sure if you guys know as well, Feeble Mind is also a -5 to their magic resistance. So during that self-same battle, it's now significantly easier to disintegrate the stupid thing. And remember, since it has more than 1,000 hit points, you got to disintegrate it twice. So this Bow of Boltooth and the Eye of Aiming were very, very integral to my plan in dealing with that big second hit points. I don't think there's anything here else that explains my plans. There was just fighting over the globals, nothing too important. I never got to cast the Well of Misery that I wanted, which sucks because I probably could have at 59 Death Gems per turn, but I was really using those. Infinite Tomb Kings. Over here, I started getting Naiads. Started creating Naiads over here. Doing crap like this is amazing. Transform the Naiad into an Amphitheater. Gets +1 N and +1 A. It's insane. And I'm doing it here in the Parched Expanse because it has this pool of Sanctity that heals the units. So if they do get an affliction, like this guy, just by standing here, they'll eventually heal it. And I do have that item. I had that potion somewhere that, this one, recuperates them, but I'm using it. And I can't have it everywhere, and I don't want to build more. Look at this guy. This is random. I didn't empower this. This is random Naiad. It happened to get A2. That's insane. Transform Naiad. I think at this point, though, the grip, yeah, my god got killed by another whore. I think I had switched his gear out so that he can build some floating markets. And the turn that I switched his gear out, he gets killed. It's kind of nonsense. Was unlucky as hell. Yeah. Oh, we got another Demon Gate and Ogrethon, of course. Yeah, I don't think there's much else. How the game turned out. Over here we have this one stupid dragon. This dragon single-handedly stopped Chaco's advance, and then 4th Age Phlegra started beating up Chaco after this dragon kicked his butt, because this thing is an overpowered piece of trash. Cool model, just overpowered piece of trash. I don't really know much of what happened on some of the planets. I know there was a huge coalition against Lucid at some point. A bunch of players fought him. He managed to fight them all back because he's huge. He was twice the size of anyone else. And then this thing happened with Grippa. This whole planet might as well not have even been part of the game. They fought each other to a stalemate, and then just, at least from what I would look at on the maps that were posted, nothing would ever happen here. I think the most of it was that one time I talked to Asphodel, and I was like, "Hey, Jaburnia is mine." Over here, you see me gatewaying, gatewaying things over, and we're summoning liches. The other way of dealing with cold 3 is just summon liches. And how many liches going to make? I can make 2 or 3 or 4 every turn. So I was planning on having 1,000,000 of these guys come out as well to help fight. And again, they can just either drown the battlefield in skeletons or cast Disintegrate on the Neefle Jarls. They can't do Banefire, but whatever. Um, Here was an example of one of the things I planned for the dragon with a Heart of Life and a Heart Scarab. So it has Reinvigoration 14. And then you have this guy doing like Soul Vortex, or since he has A1, I could probably empower him again into Air 2 and have him Cloud Trapeze, do Winds of Death, and whatever. Give him a Ring of Returning. Or I guess I can't give him a Ring of Returning right now. But this Heart Scarab is a Statistician item. And I figured if I'm already going to take out his heart and give him this, why not give him 2 hearts that do the same function, where if he dies, he resurrects. But if he dies, he resurrects. But he's going to resurrect through Phoenix Pyre. And then if at any point he dies with the 100 fatigue, he'll resurrect from one of these items. And then Phoenix Pyre is still triggering. So if at any point he goes under, he starts dying that way. So it's a very, very recursive dragon. It's a very recursive dragon. You have to kill it twice at over 100 fatigue. And while you're doing all of that, it's going to have Soul Vortex to lower its fatigue. It's going to have 14 reinvigoration, plus 3? Oh, plus 1. No. And then there's a spell I can cast. Yeah. So it's going to have 17 reinvigoration in combat due to the spells. It's going to have Soul Vortex. It's going to have all these extra life. It's going to be lucky. So it's just overall a very difficult thing to. It's easy to kill, but it's hard to permanently kill. Unless, you can Soul Slate or whatever. But this is a fun trick that I had planned. And again, it's the fire death things. It's going to have the weapons of Shiva. And then because it has that air and power, it can do Winds of Death or Wailing Wind. So while you're killing it and doing all this crap, Wailing Wind is going to be up, and we all know that that's the dumbest spell in this stupid game. And actually, on that talk about Wailing Winds, I think I'll end the episode here. Been talking for a while. Voice is probably, or I feel my voice is raspy. Recording 2 of these episodes back to back. Jesus. I'm sorry I don't have graphs or anything to show you guys. I just promise that. Tomb Chariots are nonsense. I don't know what this was. Someone cast some stupid global. Was it nighttime? Yeah, it became nighttime. But yeah, this was a very fun game overall with Late Age Statis. I didn't expect to do anything of what happened, and I ran over Marverni after some very clutch nail-biting battles. Ran over Ermor, and I don't think it would have mattered if he was an AI or a player. The Ermorian military machine had nothing against the chariots that I was, or at the rate I was producing chariots. And then the real big battles were going to come now through Vedheim. But unfortunately, the game ended here because too many people were staling, and it just wasn't fair overall. All right, so with that, I'll see you guys next time. The next series that'll be coming up for Fridays as a review series will be my Middle-Aged Micklin game. It is the first, I think, 40-ish, maybe less than 40 episodes are already up as the Friday Blitz. So those are actually like streams that happened. And once I come back in, I'm pretty sure I do them all live as well. I think I did those turns live. And yeah, so with that, see you guys next time. Take care.